the latest. Thank you for your love and support. I appreciate you all. Before we dive into today's incredible story, I have a quick announcement. I have officially created a PayPal account to help grow this channel. A lot of you have been asking how you can donate to support what I do, and that is the reason to which I created this PayPal account, and the link is in my bio. So anyone who wants to donate to support what I am doing, please use the link in my bio. The 125-year-old Library of Burkina Faso. What if you could talk to someone who was born before your country even had its name? Someone who saw the first colonial officers arrive and the last ones leave. In the village of Sapala in the Nayala province of Burkina Faso lives a woman who is not just a person, she is a living, breathing history. Louise saw, and she is 125 years old. She has lived through 3 centuries, and today she is finally telling the secrets of a world we have only read about in textbooks. Born around 1901, Louise's memory is as sharp as a spear. She remembers the days of the white man's tax. Imagine a time when a man had to pay just to exist on his own ancestral land. She recalls her mother spending days on foot carrying heavy clay jars of sheer butter to the market in Tuga. The tax for the entire village back then, just 1 franc. But in 1910, that 1 franc was a mountain that many couldn't climb. She speaks of a wealthy man who paid for the whole village, a silent hero from a time when solidarity was the only way to survive. But the most powerful part of her story is the music. Louise was in Togan on the day independence was proclaimed. She remembered the slogan that filled the air, songs of defiance, songs of relief. Louise. We sang, the white man's power is over. The white man has lost. We are going back home. Can you feel the weight of those words?
Into the history of Burkina Faso. Let's go to Sapala, in the province of Uniala, to meet a lady, Marie-Louise Sao. At 125 years old, this lady knows the history of Burkina Faso. She tells us about the colonial period, about the independence period and the work of a time. As a woman, we follow this report by Roger, Kan, and Musaki. She is undeniably the oldest in the village of Sapala, in the province of Nayala. Born around 1901 and visibly under the weight of age. Marie-Louise Saul will turn 125 in 2026, thus a supercentenarian. Despite this age, she still has a very lucid memory. I recognize almost everyone here. Her, that is Solange. She is one of my daughters. This man is my work. Like a library. Marie-Louise remains the living memory of the history of the village, of Sapala and its events with. Baptized in the years of 1943, she remembers, as if it were yesterday, the time when the grandparents paid the white man's tax. We were born into it. Our mamas produced shea butter for the worst. We put that in big clay pots to take to Chugan on foot. We spent days on the road. I remember the tax of the whole village of Jawa. It was 1 franc, just a single franc. And that was paid by a gentleman who was rich in his time. I don't remember his name anymore. The village of Sapala symbolizes today. Human proximity with the one who has children, grandchildren and great-grandchildren. The latter serve as her shield and shared pride. Old Marie-Louise is also one of the living witnesses in Sapala of the proclamation of independence of Upper Volta, the current Burkina Faso. The proclamation of our country's independence found me in Chugan. We sang, yes, the white man's power is over, the white man has lost. We are going back home. On the way back, it was Sir Chan, his father, everything forever. Daily life in the family of Old Marie-Louise reflects values of respect, maternal love, fraternity, solidarity, in an atmosphere of reunion in the village. I am the old woman's fifth daughter. I am 72 years old today. This old woman fought well for us. We ate our fill. Everyone gathered around the dish. Twice, she could get angry, insulted but never hit. She always told us to love one another. I am here, I am here. I am here, I am here. I am here. Finding my aunt. She happens to be the older sister of my late mom, who passed away 90 years ago. Please, at that age, I rejoice in the fact that she is still among us. And my prayer is that she remains as long as possible. Blow out many, many more candles with her children, her grandchildren, her great-grandchildren, and her great-great-grandchildren. There you go, like all Burkinabe women of her time. Marie-Louise embodies bravery, resilience, combining fieldwork with domestic chores, hard realities recounted sometimes with smiles. Before, we had grindstones in our houses. It is on that. We crushed millet to prepare the everything. We also look for bundles of wood that we carried on our heads. Really, before, people loved each other, helped each other too. Your millet is finished. They gave you food without anyone from outside knowing. At 125 years old, old Marie-Louise remains attached to her Catholic faith to show that she has forgotten nothing of this community. Marie-Louise hums a song in Latin, then finishes in the national language, Nelson.
For her, independence wasn't just a political date. It was a moment her people could finally stop looking over their shoulders. Marie-Louise represents a generation of African women whose bravery was built on resilience. She spent her life balancing the heavy labor of the farm with the choice of the house. She remembers when there were no machines, only grinding stones to turn millet into porridge. Her daughter, Solange, who is 72 years old herself, looks at her mother with awe. She saw Marine fought for them, ensuring they never went hungry, and teaching them the most important lessons of all: love one another. In Marine's days, if you ran out of food, your neighbor gave you in secret, so your dignity remained intact. At 125 years, Marie-Louise is still devoted to her faith. She is a bridge between the ancient tradition of Burkina Faso and the modern world. She looks at us today and reminds us that true wealth isn't found in concrete and chemicals, but in the soil and in each other. She is the super centenarian of the Sahel. This is how Africans were living. Like when things were not going well, or maybe you didn't have anything and somebody gives you, We never go out talking to the other people how you run out of food like today because of what these Westerners have done. We go gossiping about it. I saw that happen even as young as I am in my village, whereby when you farm or you go to farm and bring foodstuffs, they give some to us to even carry it around to give to people who were not able to go to farm that particular day. This is how Africans we used to live. We love ourselves, and love was all that matters to our people. Sometimes a lot of us ask, why is it that our forefathers never left us wolves? But where I come from, that wasn't the priority. Unity was all that they think about, looking after each other. And whatever problem you have was a community problem. Unlike today, because we claim we are civilized, taking everything from the West, we have turned our backs on even the love for each other. And we believe that the things that we have inherited from these people are the best. Yet these are the things that are tearing the African apart. And we are so proud to have this woman today telling us all the things that we have read in textbooks, and we know how these people try to requaint everything to suit them. What a day in Africa, and we love her for sharing this with us. This is wonderful, and we appreciate her. And we say we don't just have to listen to what she told us, but we need to learn a lesson and put it into use. That is why always I tell you, we need to love ourselves and see ourselves as well. As Africans, if we don't love ourselves, there is nobody that can ever love you, the African. And this is a day that we all need to celebrate, because an African is telling us the real story and not from what we have read from the colonizer. We are the only ones that can set ourselves free. United we stand, divided we fall. And united we keep standing forever and ever. The greatest enemy of the African is mental slavery. So let's decolonize ourselves from mental slavery. Let's keep sharing to educate our brothers and sisters. Together we make Africa great for ourselves and the next generations that are going to come. So that's the latest around the world in Africa, West Africa, and in Burkina Faso.